Hi everyone. So one thing that I think is really important to address and talk about when it comes to men, or when it comes to men wanting to attract women, I really want this message to sink in, and I really want you to understand this. You have to understand that most guys do not even try. Like, I really am a firm believer that, like, if you do want success in your dating life, or you want success at anything, I think it's actually pretty easy as long as you are willing to give effort and you are willing to try. And this is one thing that guys don't understand, is like, they underestimate the level of effort needed in order to actually get success. So like, most guys assume that it's giving effort if they just like did an approach, or you attempted to send the text message but she didn't reply. Okay, that is not effort. That's not effort. You underestimate the level of effort needed in order to actually get success in your dating life. And I think that this is a very big problem with most men who just expect that things should be easy. They expect that things should be easy. You expect that everything should be easy. You expect that making money should be easy. You expect that building a great body should be easy. You expect that having a good dating life, and being attractive should be easy. You think everything should be easy. And if you think everything should be easy, you're in for a rude awakening, because there's other guys out there who don't give up so quickly. And the problem is, like, you don't really see the level of effort or the amount of years that an attractive man or a pre-selected man has stacked and compounded into making himself into who he is. There has never really been a goal in my life that I haven't achieved. It could be a goal in the gym, it could be a financial goal, but there's never really been anything that I have set my mind to where I have not achieved it. And when I look back and I ask myself, I say, well, why has it been like that? It's not because I've been lucky. It's not because I am just amazing. It's purely because I don't give up. So whenever I'm met with the first failure in life, I'm the type of individual, or I'm the type of person where I keep persevering and I keep making an attempt at getting better. Constantly self-reflecting, saying, what could have I done better, or how can I improve? And what happens with most guys is it's like they just give up right away and they don't try to get better. They don't try to improve. So I need this lesson to really sink in for those of you who want dating success. You have to really understand this. You have to really let this sink in here. It is very easy to get success if you are willing to try. If you are willing to try and you are willing to give consistent effort. And I'll give you a few examples of what that looks like. Let's say you had an amazing girlfriend and she was beautiful and you got dumped. The general mindset that most guys have is they tell themselves, that was the best woman I'll ever be able to get. That's the most beautiful woman I'll ever be able to talk to, or whoever would like me. And I am now a failure because she's not in my life. That is the general mindset. And you can't have that mindset. Instantly, if that were to happen to me, my mindset instantly is, I'm going to improve and I will attract an even better, hotter companion than I had before. I'll find a woman who's even better than what I had. This goes with everything. Anytime in life, even with like business, for example, if I didn't meet my goal, or if I failed, I never just gave up. I kept working always until I figured out what I wanted to get. And that could be with anything. So the difference that separates a winning mindset from a losing mindset is not necessarily that the winner, okay, because I understand when you look at a winner, or you look at a guy who is good with women, or he has a great dating life, or maybe he has a beautiful girlfriend or anything, you're going to instantly assume that that guy was born with something you don't have. And this just isn't true. You don't see that guy's failures. The only difference is he didn't give up. I have never met a single person in my life, not once, who has been dedicated and determined and disciplined to figuring out a goal that hasn't achieved it. I just haven't. I haven't. The only guys that I see fail is guys who are inconsistent with their routine, inconsistent with their dedication habits, give up way too quickly, and throw in the towel at the first sign of failure. At the first sign of failure, where it doesn't seem so easy for them, where they might have to put in just a little bit of work, no, that's too hard. That's too hard, can't do that. Can't do that, fall right off the fitness routine. Girl broke their heart, too tired to go to the gym for the next 4 days. Now their work performance goes down. Bad thing happens at work, all of a sudden that affects their mood. It's like, stop letting every little micro failure actually get to you to the point where you just quit. Because this is what I see. Listen, you either have a winning mindset or you don't. Every single year that I'm alive, I make strides and gains with my body. I look at my fitness routine and my progress and my strength progression. I am stronger every year than I ever have been. Every year in the gym, I'm making gains. I look at my life that I'm building with my career, and every single year I'm progressing and learning new things. Every year. Every single year with my dating life, I have learned new things. And it's because I've never given up. I don't give up. That's the secret. The secret is to actually win and have a winner's mindset. This is what a woman's drawn to. So when I start working with a guy, like, let's say, because I have a few like one-to-one clients, for example, that I work with. Anytime I've worked with like a one-to-one client, the first thing that I have to explain to him is this type of mindset, because this is the backbone and the key fundamental to success with women. It's not even necessarily like a specific tactic or strategy. It's her falling in love with who you are because she sees what you're made of. Okay, this is very important to understand. You have to have that mindset where no matter what, you will figure it out and you will not give up. A relentless mindset of winning and committing to winning for yourself, because every single like winner that you see, you don't see their failures. You don't see the work that they have to keep putting in. You don't see how hard it is for them to keep pushing. That's what you don't see. You think that they're different than you, and they're not. You think that they're made of something different, and they're not. They just don't have that off switch to quit. That's the only difference. I have never watched a guy in my life who, let's say for example, he wants to get better at approaching. I've never once seen a guy come back and tell me, hey, I met 3,000 new people. I've never once ever seen a situation like that where that guy comes back and he says, I've just kept failing along the way and I never got better. I've never seen that happen. Do you know who gets bad results and labels themselves as a failure? A guy who maybe does one approach or two, or maybe gets one or two phone numbers, and let's say the woman loses interest and he just gives up. And then that guy goes and sells himself on some narrative that he's not attractive. And when you finally understand this mindset that you are relentless towards pursuing your goals, you don't give up, and you don't care what circumstance you're dealt with, because what's going to actually happen is you're going to figure out a way to keep getting success even if you keep getting hit with failures. Here's what happens. You start to stack up wins. You start to stack up wins, and you start to actually see how easy it is at achieving your goals. And then you start to see that you never needed a specific tactic at all. It's like once you adapt that winner's mindset of not giving up and keep persevering, it's like you start to see, it's like, okay, you could throw that guy any situation. Give him the cold approach, give him the warm approach, give him the social circle approach, give him the pre-selection approach where she walked up to you at the grocery store and said, hi, how are you doing first? Give him anything. He will just figure out a way to win and get that date and create charisma. Do you understand how easy this is? The same thing goes for, let's say, online dating. Sure, your first round of profile photos weren't that good. Well, what happens if you spend 18 months on getting better at taking pictures? That's going to be an option too. What if you take 18 months and every single weekend you throw a small little house party and you get to know more people? All of a sudden the social circle approach works too. The secret is not giving up. And then you realize if you want to get better at your dating life, it's about adapting the right mindset. And then you start to see, hey, the cold approach was good because I got good at it, or the social circle approach, or the pre-selection approach, or the online dating app, or social media even. And then you actually start to realize, hey, I'm the type of guy who wins at life because I don't give up. It's funny, the same thing happens in business. Every entrepreneur in my life I've ever met, there's only one common theme that I notice with all of the winners. All of the winners don't give up. They don't give up, and even if they're hit with a setback or a failure, they learn something new from that experience and they keep pushing forward. And they keep figuring out how to get better. And they keep figuring out how to push forward anyways. If you have approach anxiety, Do 1,000 approaches and meet 1,000 new people, and I bet you it'll go away. If you have anxiety at the gym, getting under that brand new weight, do lighter sets, 1,000 workouts for the next however many years until you can build up to that weight. If you're nervous at, let's say, anything in business, I bet you if you did 1,000 sales calls or you had 1,000 appointments, you'd probably be one of the best at your company. It's like no matter what it is, do more. It's like no matter what it is, do more. Figure out how to not give up and not quit, and then keep getting better. And then you'll start to realize, like, it's actually so easy to get success because majority of everybody just quits. Well, if everybody just quits and you keep going back to the drawing board and you say, okay, I failed, but I'm going to get better. I failed, but I'm going to get better. I failed, but I'm going to get better. You will probably get successful way quicker than most people. And I've never once in my life ever saw a guy with that mindset that doesn't get success. Every single time I see a guy with that mindset, guess what happens? He wins in business. He wins in his dating life because he figures out what to do. He typically attracts a beautiful woman, or he has an amazing family one day, and he actually sets himself up to be a successful man. Because it takes that mindset. And that is the one thing that a woman can't replace. She maybe can go get a guy who's taller than you. She maybe can go get a guy who at this point in life maybe makes just a little bit more money than you. Maybe she can find somebody with a cooler car. What she cannot replace is your mind. Because you are unique. You are unique, and God only made one of you. I want you to nurture that mindset at the highest level, because you realize that is the one thing that you can control, is how you think and how you act. And she sees that you are the type of guy who doesn't give up, and instantly she understands that this is the type of man who she's drawn to. And this is very important. This is a very important concept to understand, because this makes you irreplaceable. Every other guy gives up and they sell themselves short and they don't have self-belief. And that is the root of confidence, is knowing that you can get to where you need to go in life, because she sees you're relentless and you know you're relentless at accomplishing your goals, and you don't give up. If you do that, watch your dating life improve.